Another hour or so past Nadala, you'll stumble across Arltunga. Just over a century ago, rubies were discovered near here and a small ruby rush was underway. Imagine the embarrassment of the miners when the rubies, after a year of digging, were discovered to be only garnets, barely worth plucking from the ground. After packing up and moving on, a couple of the miners gave a last roll of the dice by pounding a creek bed on the way out. And what do you know? Gold turned up. Arltunga grew and miners flocked in to seek their riches, some even coming overland on foot from the Unadata railhead 600 kilometres away. By 1891, Arltunga had a post office, and by 1897, a government battery was installed to assist the miners in their quest. But a couple of years into the 20th century saw most of the miners move off to Winnicki, the site of the next rush. What's left though is a museum unlike any other. The Arltunga Historical Reserve preserves what remains of the digs and their surrounds. There are still a few buildings intact, like the restored police station, complete with lock-up, or the Crossroads Bakery. It's amazing to think how tough these miners did here at Arltunga. This is one of their typical homes, well, the base of it anyway. They used to make these up using just the materials that they could find around here, because none of them had any money to bring in any fancy materials, and there was certainly no water to try and use any mortar or any fancy stuff like that. So the base of the house is all plain old rocks, bound together with mud if they were lucky, or dirt if they weren't. Then they'd simply hoist up a couple of pieces of timber, throw some canvas over the top of that, and that was home sweet home. A couple of mine shafts have been left open to the public, complete with ladders and rails in place. It's a short climb down into another time and space. Speaking of space, don't do this one if you're claustrophobic. Just imagine the old blokes down here hacking away in the dust at the possibility of a great fortune. The reserve has a visitor centre just to help you get a grasp on what the place is all about. If you're out this way on the Bins track, it's a great way to spend the day. But make sure you bring some good sturdy walking shoes and plenty of drinking water. The best time to come though is between June and September. The rush at Arltunga really did provide the spark for development in Central Australia. And the people who came here to brave the elements really do deserve their place as the founding fathers of this region.